guys, welcome back to Holloway's Garage. Today we're going to be trying to get this old C10 back on the road. I picked it up, it was sitting in a yard for years and years, I don't even know how long, probably 10, 15 years, maybe more. And I don't know if it runs or drives, but we're going to give it a shot and see what we can do here. I'll do a quick walk around with it and then we'll crack into it. Quick walk around of the old Chevy short bed. Fender's seen better days. There's some holes in them. But this truck has some cool patina to it. It's nothing crazy, but it is rotten as hell. I think looks like someone put these rockers in after the fact. And these are, for whatever reason, these cherry air fresheners, they're in like all the 70s trucks that I find. Me and my brother's older F250, 78, and he's came with that also. Pretty cool, you know. It says something, I guess, about the era. Probably like the, you know, some of the black ice stuff that people put in their trucks now. The ceiling, the inner door, or the inner roof is all rotten. You can see daylight through there. And then there's all kinds of stuff in here. Cool center console. Then we got all kinds of stuff in here. We got a big old amp. Nice center console. Look at that. That thing is bad. Speakers built in. We're just doing it for Dale every dang day here. You know, this thing's got a lumpy cam in it if there's a Dale Earnhardt freaking license plate thing. Got some nice home interior design. Carpet in here. This old star shifter, dang right. I bet you this thing's quick, or it was. Bunch of thermostats in case you want to dial in how warm you want the thing to run. Plugs, all the wires you ever want. Shoot, even some home wire in here. What else we got? Brillo pads out the butt. All kinds of stuff here. Oh, let's see. So the bed on this thing, it's actually decent. Got some rot around the wheel well, like they all do, but lower part of the bed is decent. Lower door skins need to be done. Rockers, cab corners, bed floor. The whole seam on the interior of this bed is gone. That side's not as bad. This side is really bad. Then we got all kinds of good stuff here. Galvanized nails, if anyone needs them, have at them. We got paint cans that rotted right out and the paint stayed put. That's pretty cool. Looks like a dang pumpkin here. Some concrete. That was in the front. That was in the front seat. Yeah, this is all in the front seat. Laying it down. And yep, it's hard as a rock. Not terrible. Nah, she's not too bad. Nothing, a little duct tape wouldn't help. Oh, some wire mesh. Can't beat that stuff. This fender looks decent. Oh, except for the whole bottom's gone on it. Missed the cut, yeah. But yeah, she's decent overall. Especially I got a good cab for it, so I'm gonna swap a cab, do the body work, and kind of make this thing into something cool, hopefully. I might just cruise around like this for now, though. Looks like it just came out of a Chevy graveyard. Not as bad as this one here, but she's pretty bad. If there's any. fuel hooked up, I hooked the battery up just to see if she'll crank. So let's check that out. Well, that doesn't sound good. Let's go. We'll have to go check to see what the deal is with that. Alright, so I just cleaned the top of the carb off a little bit. There's some junk up there, and then usually what I do if something's been sitting for a little while, I just put a breaker bar on it, and all these 350s are just a 5/8 bolt head on it. Alright, got it to crank over a few times, and it is free. Pull this out of the way. I got an old battery. It's from a Mercedes that I took the motor out of, so we'll see if we can get this thing to fit in here and work for us. Alright, I don't have the fuel hooked up, but I hooked the battery up just to see if she'll crank. So let's check that out. Well, that doesn't sound good. Let's go. We'll have to go check to see what the deal is with that. Maybe that was all it was, hopefully. I kinda don't think so. See if it'll engage. Oh, dang. Fine bodywork there. Now she's buoyant. She can float. See if that's all it was. Maybe that the mud dauber's nest. Maybe it was just keeping the Bendix from coming all the way out. No, of course not. Alright, so I brought it in here instead because we're getting weather. I'm not trying to lay in the mud and the snow if I built a building like this. So we'll get the starter pulled off and see what the deal is with that. I think the Bendix isn't kicking out or something. And if we can fix it, I'll try to fix it. If not, then I'll just have to order a new starter, and then we can try to fire this thing off. So let's crack into that and try to get that starter down. All right. So we'll get under here, and that seems like a big ass starter. Dang. And then they got this. That's a big oil pan too. Huh. Be a pain to try to get out of here. It might fit through here. This thing looks huge. But alright, we'll unbolt it. See if we get between the headers and this giant. So I'm not too sure We thought this was a great idea. They got this, I mean, it's nice, I guess, but it's got a big ass Moroso, I'm guessing, oil pan on this thing. Or they added this, I'm not real sure. But you can't get the dang starter between it. So you basically have to pull the dang oil pan or the header just to get the starter out, which seems to be a bit ridiculous. If this damn oil pan wasn't here, or if it was stock, I wouldn't have an issue. But of course, not real sure what the hell. I guess I'll pull the easiest thing to do would be try to pull the headers. They're probably not even gonna, their bolts are probably freaking seized in there. Oh well, alright. Guess we'll give it a try. Well, I can almost guarantee that that's probably the reason why this thing was just parked. Probably just, I don't know, maybe too lazy or just didn't have time to pull the damn headers off because the starter was bad. So, we'll it's nasty out there. So we're gonna pull this, try to get this thing pulled off, and then the starter should come right out. But then I'll probably have to wait for another starter if I can't get this one to work. Alright, well, so far so good. Now, well, the first one came undone easy. I don't think I can get to any of these with this socket. We got the bolts loosened up, and I actually heard the starter move when I pulled these off a little bit. So let's see if I kick the bottom out and get that starter through underneath. And now the header's hitting the frame, so it can't go any further. And now this is wedged here. I think if this drain plug was out, I could do it. But they put it on the side. Dang it. Guess I gotta pull the pan. Sure seems. Looks like a bash this freaking, I don't know. If I do pull it, I'm definitely gonna notch this out so I have room for this stinking, and just re-weld it so I have room for the starter. Pretty stupid stupid setup. Dang, mud daubers on the damn torque converter. Oh, alright. I'm gonna struggle with this for a few minutes if I can't get it. I guess I'll pull the pan. Alright, so before I took the oil pan off, I think my next best bet is to just pull this flange off at the collector, and that way I could just lift this whole header up and out of the way, hopefully, or drop it down and out of the way. What's the matter? I don't know where your sword is. Everett might have it. So I'll just unbolt this hopefully, and then we should be okay. I should be able to wiggle this up because you can see the clearance here is not very good. And then we'll get this thing down. Nice. Those foam swords I made are working great. Alright, got it apart now. And I'd imagine this is gonna come out pretty easily. Let me just get this. My daubers are on everything, man. Get off of it. Get out from underneath of that. What a hassle. Just to get a couple more quarts of oil on this thing. Alright, I'm gonna have to take this off and use two hands. So here's a new one. It's all done up, rebuilt. AC Delco for, they paid 30 bucks, 35 bucks for the thing. Crazy. Plus a quart fee. But if that other one's good, I'm just gonna keep it as a spare. But I'd rather stick this in there now and know 100% that this thing will be good to go. And this thing should fire right up. We'll give it a try. All right, we got it. Found it. We're in good shape now. Alright, so we'll tighten them all up and then we'll go down to the collector and we'll be ready to start this bad boy. So of course, like everything else, this starter is from a different truck or vehicle with a 350, even though they said it would work. So, I mean, it does work. I just need shorter starter bolts. So I'm just gonna pull these down for now and just throw some washers on it and or like bigger nuts or something just to take up the slack and get this thing moving until I can order some starter bolts. Alright, I got my spacers in place. I just put two bolts in, or two nuts in there if you could see them. So that should work just fine for now. And it looks like the starter will work just fine in here. So I'm gonna hook all this up. Just bolt the headers back on, or the header back on, collector and all that, and we should be in good shape. Alright, we got the header back on. I don't remember this wire being so long, but it's got so much slack and it's kind of crazy. It must have just been laying up top, I guess, and I didn't pay attention to it. But we'll get the collector on and we'll start this thing up. Should be ready to go. I went and tested the starter. I just want to make sure I had the wires hooked up right. So then, just ran in here, gave her a quick crank and she was cranking. So, let's get that collector on. So, she's ready to go. Alright, so I can't get the, I was trying to get the switch, the starter switch, so I can do it from here, but it's not going to happen. So I'm gonna try to get it started with it just sitting here and cranking inside the cab and see what I can do. So there's not really much I'm gonna have to do, I guess. Yeah, so this thing's pretty much ready to go. That just cracked off. boys. I thought we were done for. I was about to push this sucker out the door. Good night. Well, I guess we can worry about the car being clean now. And this old junker, she ain't worked. The other one did, luckily. Good Lord. That was a close one. That was a close one for sure. Goodness gracious. Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night. On that note, I might go grab myself a good cold beer and call that one quits for tonight. 'Cause good night, that was something. Yeah. Let's go for the good stuff. Whew. Whew. I need some hydration after that one. Good Lord. Well, we do know that she starts and runs. I might push this thing out into the road, or out into the back there. At least that was just fuel burning. I don't think we had any issues with anything else. I don't think it really did any damage at all, luckily. But we definitely have to figure out that fuel pouring out of the carb. And tomorrow's another day, and I'll work on it outside. So if something stupid does happen, I don't lose all this for nothing. Whew. All right. Well, that's that one for now. Yeah, I'm gonna push her out just in case. I don't think anything else will reignite or anything, but I ain't taking any chances, that's for sure. Go on, get. Scram. Man, she made a hell of a mess, that's for sure. The smoke and everything, the all cleared out of here pretty quick, so that's a plus. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Holloway's Garage. We got this old girl fired up for sure. Luckily it didn't turn out bad. That's one of those things you should always, it's good to keep a fire extinguisher or two in your shop just in case. Well, you saw there the first one didn't work and the second one handled it. That could have ended pretty bad. I could have lost, that whole building. It got out of control. So just make sure you're safe when you're doing this stuff. It's always good to have a fire extinguisher in a shop, especially when you're going to be working with fuel. There's welding tanks in there. I got propane tanks for heat, all kinds of stuff. So just make sure you carry one of them around. And I appreciate you guys checking this out. I hope you liked what you saw, and if you did, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, just subscribe. And we'll have plenty more projects coming. I'm hoping I can get this thing running good. It's probably going to need some carb work. If the float's probably stuck or something, that's why that fuel's shooting up. Or even the fuel filter could be just blocked up, causing it. Maybe some other stuff too. So we're going to get on this next episode and crack into it, see if we can get it running and driving good, and maybe this thing will rip a good burnout. It's got the Firehawks on her, so they're just ready to light up. But thanks for tuning in again, and I hope you guys have a good one.